let's talk a little bit about that. It's something I have interest in. I've been trying to read up a lot on the stem
Yeah.
cell research and just in general. Like, when did you start that? How many times have you actually done the process? What kind of results have you seen from it?
So just to give you a little background, I've been into regenerative medicine from a long time. So I was doing prolotherapy, which uses dextrose. They inject
Yeah, yeah,
dextrose,
yeah, yeah.
inflammatory response. So I was doing prolotherapy 13 years ago, where it was
Wow.
first a thing and then developed into PRP, which
Yeah.
I was also doing 10 plus years ago. So I'm a big believer in holistic health and taking a holistic approach to life and health in general. So
Yeah.
I've always had this mentality of thinking outside the box and just seeing what the body can do to heal itself. And so yeah, anyway, the Prolo developed to PRP for injuries, and then eventually did a bunch of research for the ankle, and got into stem cell therapy, which I've done different forms of stem cell. Most recent was bone marrow. So they took stem cells out of my bone marrow in my hip. They
Yeah.
inject into your hip and extract that, put it in a centrifuge the same way PRP works,
Yeah.
and then inject it back into the site. And the mesenchymal cells, which live within the bone marrow, are meant to they kind of have a homing effect in the body, and they kind of move towards where the
Injury is. Yeah.
Exactly. So supposedly stem cells are the only thing that can actually regrow cartilage, because I've got arthritis in my ankle now. I have
Yeah.
some arthritis from the injury. And that's what I'm trying to do, is prevent onset of degenerative issue, especially as I get older and as my ankle gets older, so to speak. So yeah, did a lot of research. I'm actually looking at getting some more stem cells. I did endogenous stem cells from myself. Now I'm looking at exogenous, which, from things like placental.
Yeah. That's the big move towards that in the last couple of years too, right?
It is pluripotent stem cells, which you're getting from a different source. There's some controversy around it because you're taking cells from, something that's not you.
Yeah.
But from my research, I'm pretty diligent with researching things before I do them. So that's
it's interesting how certain aspects, and you go to anything. I mean, I've heard stories where even if you do hair transplant, I mean, if it's not your own hair, your body will reject it. And it's interesting how with the placenta, your body seems to react quite well. Like, I've had quite a few people that I know have done it, and they say the results, the initial results, it does over time start weighing away, but the initial results are just drastic. Like, literally the movement, the pain relief instantly within days, you see the results from it.
Yeah, no, for sure. I've overall, like, through anecdotes and friends and stuff, had amazing feedback, and high level athletes, NFL, UFC fighters. So I have a couple really good doctors, which I'll probably end up going with.
Yeah.
But even for organ failure, heart issues, kidneys, liver, it's pretty remarkable what stem cells can do. I know it is the future. And in certain regards, I might not be there yet, also per FDA regulation and things like that. But
do you think the pharmaceutical companies are holding it back right now?
Yeah, I mean, realistically, I think whenever you have something naturally that is that powerful and can make that much of a difference, in reality, I think it is held back from money makers and pharmaceuticals.
How many years do you think we're away from people harvesting or opening up having somewhere in their garage with extra organs and extra stuff for I mean, it is the future.
Yeah, 100% is. I mean, it's a good question. I think it's always going to be a controlled environment where, doctors are facilitating everything, and it's all very
I'm just over exaggerating it, but
I get what you're saying though. I mean, I think I don't know, I would say within the next 10 years, I think it all comes down to regulation. I think there's certain countries that will progress further with it, and they're already willing to, like, push these boundaries or test things, because there isn't an FDA board and regulation the same way there is here.
Yeah.
And I think obviously those countries,
A lot of those South American countries have been really
exactly.
on this for years.
Panama, Colombia is big.
Oh,
Mexico is
huge,
big.
huge. Yeah, especially Colombia. Pan America is, I mean, they've been on this. You hear celebrities have been going down there for 10, 12, 13 years. And
Mel Gibson took his dad down there.
Yeah.
For that podcast. So yeah, I've done a good amount of research just with
I just find it so interesting, right? It's crazy how the technology, like, I mean, the only thing they really haven't kind of figured out is obviously the deterioration of the brain, right? That's something that a lot of people are still trying to focus on, but it's how much we're progressing. And you're saying 10 years. I mean, if you see the way technology is progressing, I mean, that could be 5 years. That could be, and in reality is it's all about also the money. Who's got the money? Who's willing to do it, right?
To be honest, I say 10 years just because of like getting through the FDA and things like that. I don't say from a technological standpoint, more just being accepted in, I guess first world society, Western society, as like, all right, we'll now be willing to accept it. So it is crazy. It is super exciting though to know like the future and the direction we can move in and help people,
Well, just in general, the lifespan. I mean, if you look at a lifespan of an average adult, I mean, what are you looking at? 75, 80 years. I mean, that's really the lucky ones. I mean, that could, I mean, you're going to get people passing 100 on a regular basis once they actually start implying these into normal regulations, right? It's just going to, the lifespan of people are just going to, obviously there's going to be at the beginning people with obviously the more funds behind them, but it's going to really progress pretty rapidly.
And not only lifespan, quality of life.
Yeah, 100%.
It's like I want to age. I take such good care of myself because I want to age well where my age doesn't matter. Like if I could be playing basketball still and hiking and being outdoors at 70, 80 years old, that's important to me. I don't care about the number. I care about quality of